What's up, everybody? It is Super Bowl week, and welcome into the Fantasy Football Game Show. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-host, Joey Wright. And joining us today is our great friend, Jagger May. What's up, Jagger?
I'm happy to be here. I haven't seen Joey in a live stream in too long.
What has it been, like 3 hours since you've seen him in a live stream?
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm very codependent.
Starting to get those Joey withdrawals. Yeah, I think Joey makes it his goal to make all of his friends codependent on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just on a daily basis.
I'm making this a work. What can I say?
We got some people in the chat ready for today's show. Dave down here. What up, Dave? And Dustin hopping in with the hashtag Team Joey.
And I am playing today, so let's go.
And we got Craig popping in with Jagger's stats. Jagger is 2-0 on the show, winning both pole perception and Jeopardy before. He also loves being sniped by kids in fantasy drafts. Is that true, Jagger?
It's his kid. And tell him to put his auto draft on in school or just go sneak off into the bathroom and make a pick. No, I don't. Exactly. My kid. Education's important, but so is fantasy.
Jagger is undefeated on our game show, so make sure you guys go follow him on Twitter. He's got the good fantasy takes and just the good takes that come from a good dude. You can find him on Twitter at Fantasy Blue Chip. That is Fantasy Blue Chip. And check out his work with Football Guys. He and Joey do some shows over there as well. Dustin wants to know, did Simon get kicked out of the house? No, but I have been forced into the dungeon of Trophy Smack headquarters. They're keeping me down here. If anybody knows where this is and could come let me out, that would be greatly appreciated. Matt Walsh just occasionally keeps sliding burnt tortillas under the door, and that's all I've had to eat for 2 days now.
Is it true that they're making a cast of your body to be the new body of Trophy Smack? So if you want like a body on the top of your trophy, they get Simon. Is that true?
Okay, well, I hadn't heard that, but it makes a lot more sense why I'm locked in this room now and why there's all this carbonite around. Yeah. We got Gridiron Geek in the chat stopping by. I'm at work watching this. Geek. Don't tell my boss. Oh, shit. Jagger, you just tweeted it already, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. I did.
We got NKC in the chat. Says, hi, it's me. Remember me? How could I forget, NKC? Glad to have you in here. Toronto Dave in here. He's tagging Femi's boss in the chat. It's too late. You're screwed. Matt Weber in the chat says, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Joey, do Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift get engaged after less than a year of dating at the end of the Super Bowl, like people on TikTok are calling for?
Here's the thing. Like, their relationship has been so public that I think they have a private engagement. I think that's the way.
I agree with that. I think it gets a lot more private now that the international leg of Taylor's tour is starting and the Grammys are done. We probably stop seeing a lot about it in the news. Albert stopping by as well. What's up, Albert? Welcome in. And Albert? Man, everyone sees me in another room and just assumes my fiance kicked me out. It's true, but you don't have to make those assumptions. Well, guys, today, like we mentioned, we brought Jagger here to play a game of Fantasy Football Jeopardy, and we've got a Super Bowl edition of that today. But it may not just be straight Super Bowl and football trivia. I'm going to pull this game board up, explain the rules, and then we are going to get into it. Before we do that, though, a couple reminders. First and foremost, if you're not following our friend Jagger on Twitter, go and fix that right now. I said it once. I'm saying it again, and I'll probably say it again before the end of the show. He's on Twitter at Fantasy Blue Chip. Follow him now before he starts charging for it after he wins another game of Jeopardy.
I'll have to at that point. It's just right? Economical.
Capitalism. You just have to charge what it's worth. After you guys do that, head on over to our YouTube channel at Front Yard Fantasy. Hit that subscribe button. We're playing games like this all the time, and we got a whole backlog of ones that you can go back and play if you need to scratch that fantasy itch during the offseason now that the Super Bowl's coming up. The game today is Fantasy Football Jeopardy. For those of you that have seen the popular TV show Jeopardy, this is going to look very familiar, but there is an NFL or fantasy-related twist. All of these questions, and by all of them, I mean most of them, and by most of them, I mean some of them, are going to be about fantasy football or NFL. Whenever it is your turn, we're going to go in turn order. You will pick the category and value that you would like to answer. If you get it right, you're going to add that money to your score. Get it wrong, we're not subtracting anything here, at least not in the normal round. Now, there's one other twist in this game that normal Jeopardy does not have. If you get your question right, Jagger, you're going to be up first here. You'll get to choose whatever you want. You get that right, you'll get to send Joey to the category of your choice afterwards. You do not get to pick the value, but you do get to pick the category. We'll go like this till we run out of questions, run out of time, or run out of bowling shoes, at which point the person with the most money hasn't won yet, because there's one more round that I forgot about when explaining the rules. We have Final Jeopardy. I'm going to give you a category You're going to write down a wager between 0 and the total amount that you have earned up to that point. Get it right, you'll add that money to your score. Get it wrong, you're going to subtract it. Whoever's got the most money at the end of that is our Fantasy Jeopardy champion for the day. You guys ready?
Born ready.
Well, I think there's one more question we need to answer. Coop in here. The real question, do Jagger and I get engaged during the Super Bowl? Jagger, what do you think?
We clearly had different taste in music, and you know why, Coop. So let's just move on. It's never going to happen.
Coop, aren't you married? Did something happen? Give me a call, man. We got Dave in the chat says, I am partial to the grab bag category. Big fan.
So
and Matt says grab bag, so close to a palindrome. Yeah, just one letter away, I think, in there. All right, Jagger, you've got free reign of this board. Start thinking about what you would like to do while I explain the categories, and then I'm going to come to you. The categories for this game, we've got super stuff. This is going to be stuff probably with the word super in it. We've got bowl stuff. This is going to be things involving bowls. We've got grab bag. This could be literally anything, football or non-football related. We've got Chiefs. These are questions about the Chiefs. And then 49, questions about the number 49 in different aspects. Jagger, you've got free reign of this board. Where would you like to go? Oh, I think you're muted, Jagger.
I am sorry. Sorry, I was looking for a pen because I always forget to bring a pen when I come on the show. But my gut says super stuff. But Fort Dave, I'm going to go grab bag for 500.
Grab bag 500. Oh, Dave's about to throw a party in the chat with that one. Grab bag 500. Here's what we got. Put the following in order from greatest to least. Total PPR fantasy points scored by the top 10 tight ends combined. Total PPR fantasy points scored by tight ends 11 through 30 combined, and total combined receiving yards of all non-wide receivers on the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay, I want 132.
132, final answer?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is 2-1-3. In most years, 1 is higher than 2. But the top tight ends out of the top 3 underperformed a bit this year. And then we had a big chunk after that. The shocking one for me was the receiving yards of non-wide receivers on the 49ers all the way down there at 1,792. Extra trivia. Number 1, non-wide receivers is George Kittle. Number 2, who do you think it is?
Oh, it's got to be CMC.
It's got to be CMC. Now, who do you think the third leading non-wide receiver in receiving yards is on the San Francisco 49ers?
Debo doesn't count, or does
Debo doesn't count?
Okay. Jawan Jennings? No, he's a wide receiver.
So Ayuk?
No, Ayuk's a wide receiver.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, yeah. It's not Juszczyk, is it?
It's Juszczyk. It is
it?
Juszczyk is the third leading non-wide receiver on that team. Dustin and Matt coming in with that one, pulling that one out. Nice job, guys. Unfortunately, no points for you on that one, but you get some moral points for going big on the first question of the game.
Yeah.
Joey, Jagger gifted you with free reign of the board. Where would you like to go?
I'm going to go to 49 for 300.
49 for 300. Also, Dave down here was hyped that you did that.
I feel like every other category, I kind of know what's going to be happening, but 49, like I'm Simon, I love a good theming of Jeopardy, and you have just already knocked it out of the park for me today. So,
what value did you say in 49, Joey?
300.
349. Since 2017, the 49ers have had 3 different quarterbacks lead the team in passing yards over a season. Jimmy Garoppolo, Brock Purdy, and which current Minnesota Viking? Joshua Dobbs, Nick Mullins, or Sean Mannion?
Nick Mullins.
Final answer?
Yes.
That is absolutely correct, Joey. That's going to earn you $300 for knowing your second-tier quarterbacks in the NFL. What do you think the Minnesota Vikings are going to do at quarterback next season? Are they going to bring Kirk back?
They're going to do their best.
Do you think they're going to do their best to bring him back? Because I've seen a lot of people thinking Kirk's going to the Falcons now. On quite a few little tweets out there saying, okay, here's where I think the trades are going to happen. And Kirk Cousins to the Falcons seems to be the most popular one I'm seeing. So I don't know what the Vikings is. Jay Jettis just going to throw to himself next year? I don't know.
Well, you see the quote from Jay Jetta coming out saying, like, I want to be compensated comparable to what I bring to this team. And right now I don't know where we're at. So there's a lot of uncertainty there with the Vikings right now.
Yeah.
Jagger, Kirk Cousins goes to the Falcons. Is that team a playoff team in that division all of a sudden?
Depends on injury. I'm not an injury expert, but it can't get worse than Desmond Ritter. That's what I will say. Like it's better. Like even a broken Cousins is better than a healthy Ritter. So,
God, poor Desmond Ritter. I had like the vaguest of hopes that we would just all be wrong and it would work out in Atlanta for Desmond Ritter. And then one game in, you were like, that hope was unfounded.
I said it can't get worse than Mariota. Like, and then I just saw Mariota 2 Electric Boogaloo. So
the Ritter experience. Joey, that's going to earn you $300 and get you on the board. Shout out Dustin and Grim fan in the chat getting that one. Nice job, guys. Grim says Fields to the Vikings. Can you guys see that happening?
In division, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see it happening.
I'm cool with it, but like I said, I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
I like the Fields to the Raiders talk. That sounds like fun to me. Is Justin Fields as a Raider?
Fields to the Patriots, I've seen a bit too. I don't know. How would you feel about that, Jagger?
To the Raiders, it's one of my least favorites right now because I feel like the Raiders have done everything not so good. But but hi, Mr. Scampers. I've missed you.
Meow. What's up, Kat? Welcome in. Glad to have you. And Matt Weber in here saying Arthur Smith being his coach didn't help, like being coached by an expired honeydew. Yeah, are there any fruits that are worse expired than honeydew? Jagger, you are up, but Joey got his question right, so he gets to pick your category. Joey, where are you sending him?
I'm sending him super stuff.
Super stuff. What value would you like, Jagger?
500.
Going big, baby. Who voiced Toad in the Super Mario Bros. Movie released last year? Was it Charlie Day, Will Arnett, or Keegan-Michael Key?
Keegan-Michael Key.
Final answer?
Yes.
I meant to put more answer choices. You nailed that one. That was maybe the most surprising casting for me whenever I just looked at the list. And then the one that made the most sense when I watched the movie. Like the second I heard him as Toad, I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah. I never finished that movie. Like I started it, got 30 minutes in, and I'm like, I don't think this is for me.
Oh, this has a different target audience.
My kids liked it. I've seen it about 40 times.
Exactly.
The Mario Kart scene, I don't know what it is. Like when they're picking their cart, like they made it enough like the video game that I sat there and I was like, oh, I've been there. I've done this. And I just started getting so excited. Gridiron in the chat knew that one. Grim fan knew that one as well. And Matt saying Chris Pratt as Mario made no sense at all. Joey, recast Mario right now. Who are you casting?
The original voice of Mario. He's so iconic. Why? I forget his name, but why change it? I know he's like an ambassador for Nintendo now, but if I got to pick like a guy, I'll take John Goodman as Mario. I don't know why John Goodman.
Michael Imperioli.
Yes.
From The
Sopranos. I'll take Pedro Pascal for the Mario that I'll love the most in the entire world. Yeah. I would love him so much. All right. Well, you got that one right, Jagger. Putting you in the lead, and you get to pick Joey's next category. Where are you sending him?
I'm sending him to the grab bag.
Grab bag. What's it going to be, Joey?
400.
400. Put the following teams in order of longest to shortest active playoff drought. So these are teams that have not made the playoffs, and this is the number of seasons in which they haven't made it. This is active. The New York Jets, the Kansas City Royals, and the Vancouver Canucks.
So I feel like the Royals is going to be last because they won a World Series not long ago. I don't know hockey. I'll go Canucks, Jets, Royals.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Joey, the correct answer is Jets, Royals, Canucks. Royals 8 seasons. The Jets currently have the longest active playoff drought across the 4 major sports in the United States. NHL, MLB, NBA, and what's the other one? NFL. You know, the one that we're talking about. The Jets have the longest active playoff drought.
I could not have been more wrong on this question than I was.
That makes me feel so old because I remember when the Jets made the playoffs. Like I'm like that old where I was like, you said 13 years. I'm like, 32 hurts. Like
that's what it hurts. Every time I get a notification, it's like 10 years ago today. And I'm like, I was a grown ass adult 10 years ago. Like I was, no, I was a little boy 10 years ago. I'm pretty sure. I didn't have armpit hair 10 years ago. Joey, don't feel bad. The chat was tricked by this one overall. I don't think anybody got it right. The Royals really throwing people off. The Canucks only having a 3-season streak right now. Matt said the Sabres are going to match that this year. They do have a 12-season drought right now, so they would tie the Jets if they don't make it this year. All right, unfortunately, no points for you, Joey, but that means, Jagger, you've got free reign of the board. Where would you like to go?
Super Stuff for 400.
Super Stuff for 400. Which Swedish pop group released the song Super Trooper in 1980 on their studio album of the same name? Was it Duran Duran, ABBA, or Genesis?
ABBA?
Final answer?
Yeah.
That is absolutely correct. Going to earn you an additional $400. And are you a big ABBA fan?
No, I was so unsure, to be honest. I was like, I'm pretty sure they're Swedish, so I was just...
Joey down there just like punching himself in the stomach with every question you get.
I love the super stuff category. I'm like, oh, I know that. It's a lot of white people questions there.
It is. I feel like I'm adopted, so I get a lot of them.
ABBA might be the whitest group of all time. Like number one, top of the charts. That's the epitome of white people culture is ABBA, the pop group. I think
there was a good SNL sketch recently, the ABBA Christmas album. It's very funny.
I'm gonna have to look that up. All right, well, Jagger, you got that question right. The chat was on top of this one. You get to pick Joey's next category. Where are you sending them?
Back to the grab bag, baby.
300. Where's my movie question, Simon?
The Green Bay Packers won Super Bowl I, defeating the Kansas City Chiefs 35-10. In which city that will host the Super Bowl in 2027 was this game held? New Orleans, Milwaukee, or Los Angeles?
Okay. Am I completely wrong to think that the first Super Bowl was called the Ice Bowl and that like the frozen tundra and all that stuff happened?
So I will say, give a little bit of information. This game was retroactively called the Super Bowl. It was a championship game. They called it the Super Bowl in the broadcast, but we refer to it as Super Bowl I retroactively.
Let's just go Los Angeles.
Final answer?
Yeah.
And you would be so right with Los Angeles, Joey. That's going to earn you $300.
Okay.
Super Bowl I had the Packers winning there. And then in a couple years, who's taking down that Super Bowl in LA? Who's going to be the hot team in 3 seasons?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Will Patrick Mahomes have his 6th Super Bowl ring, or will Jordan Love have his 2nd?
Yeah, is the safest bet just to say the Chiefs, as long as they have Patrick Mahomes?
It's a good bet that it won't be the Bears. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's a pretty good bet. I'll make my answer not the Tennessee Titans, please.
No. If I had to bet, I would say Chiefs. I'm not ready to go all in on Love yet. I love what he did last year, but I don't know. You need to see
and Scott Fish said Super Bowl II was the Ice Bowl, and then Gridiron in here saying Scott Fish, expert on all things bowl. Well, we have a whole bowl category for Scott, so we will find out. Chat was on this one. Scampers, Grim, and I'm assuming Matt meant LA whenever he said land. But that's technically also correct. Joe, you got that one right. You get to pick Jagger's next category. Where are you sending them?
Grab bag.
Okay, Jagger, 1 or 200?
Yep, 200.
200. Here we go. Rank the following Super Bowl foods in order of popularity on the big day, according to wallethub.com. Cheese and crackers, chicken wings, burgers. So a little bit of clarification. This is the percentage of people that said in a survey that they would be consuming these things on Super Bowl Sunday.
Chicken wings, burgers, cheese, and crackers.
Final answer?
Yeah. I feel like I'm wrong.
That is 100% correct. Yeah. You read it perfectly, Jagger. Chicken wings, number 1. Burgers, number 2. Cheese and crackers, number 3.
Are you sure that wasn't WallyETHub.com? Like for all fans of Wally and the movie E.T.?
You know what? It could have. I did delete the hyphen, which ruined that whole thing. Jagger, that's going to add $200. Oh, I gave that to Joey on accident. $200 to your round rank, bringing you up to 1,100 and a slight lead on Joey. Dave says LFG grab bag. Let's freaking go, baby. Scampers was on top of that one. Dustin tried to get a little cute putting cheese and crackers first. I see you. It's 200, Dustin. You don't have to be cute on the 200 questions. All right, Jagger, where are you sending Joey?
The grab bag.
Yeah, 100.
As soon as you sent him to grab bag, Joey, if he got it right, you sealed your own fate.
I know.
Come up with a different meaning for the abbreviation NFL.
Not going there. Not fun league. I'll just go with the one that people make fun of it for.
Not fun league.
Yeah.
As long as the F didn't stand for fart, you get points in this question.
Oh,
Nice
I would have
job,
lost.
Joey.
Wow. That's
That
a nice
is
crap there.
That is going to add $100 to your round score for saying no fun league. And that was a no fun answer.
Yeah.
Dave said, yes. We're just making Dave's life. Today is Dave's Super Bowl. Grab bag empty first.
Given the Daniel Bryan, yes.
I understood that reference. Nice reference, Jagger. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Simon's muted.
Was that a movie reference or a wrestling reference?
Wrestling.
Okay. I was going to say, I probably wouldn't get it either way. I just want to know which way I was uncultured this time. It's the
My
grab
friend
bag
went
bowl,
to the
baby.
championship parade for the San Francisco Giants when they won the World Series. And he sent me a text message. He was at the parade and he's like, Joey, there's some guy that keeps pushing his hands in the air and going, yes, yes. And everyone's doing it. And he's like, who is that? And he sent me a picture. I was like, yeah, that's Daniel Bryan. My friend's like, that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Joey, you got that question
Yeah,
right, which means you get to pick Jagger's next category. Where do you want to send Jagger?
Super stuff.
Super stuff. 1, 2, or 3, Jagger?
3.
Here we go. Which wide receiver had himself a super season, finishing as the #1 overall scoring wide receiver for the first time in his career? Was it Amon-Ra St. Brown, A.J. Brown, or CeeDee Lamb?
CeeDee Lamb's highlighted, so I think I'm going to go CeeDee Lamb.
Make sure you put it in bold, Simon, so our guests can get the questions correct.
As soon as I looked down and saw the answer in bold. Is that your final answer?
That one anyways, but still.
I did know it, but thank you for the help.
That is absolutely correct. I did not mean to bold it in the question, which is a hard thing to do on accident, I feel like. Nice job, Jagger.
Control B.
Where's JL?
I'm just always hitting Control B all the time, you know? Matt in here got that one right. Mr. Scamber said, whoops, CDZ. Yep, my bad. And Grim Fan coming in with the Amon-Ra St. Brown guess. Jagger, you're on the clock next season. These 3 wide receivers are staring at you. Which one of these would you prefer to have on your fantasy team? Redraft.
Oh, it's a guy in bold, baby. CeeDee Lamb.
Nothing's changing there. Joey, what about you? I know you were big on the Lions and Jared Goff this year. Is it still going to be CD for you?
I'm still huge on the Lions going into next year, but it'll be CeeDee Lamb if I have to pick one of those wide receivers. I do love Amon-Ra St. Brown, but yeah, it'll still be CD for me.
Jagger, I have a crystal ball, but it's a shitty one, so it doesn't tell me everything, just a little bit. And this crystal ball has told me that one of these 3 wide receivers will finish outside of the top 15 wide receivers next year. Which one would you guess finishes outside of that top 15?
A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown. Joey, what about you? Same answer?
So we've seen A.J. Brown produce with like mediocre quarterbacks. I think if something happened to Jared Goff, I don't think Amon-Ra St. Brown would finish. You said top 5?
Top 15.
Oh, top 15? Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll say Amon-Ra St. Brown, even though I do like him a lot. If something happened to Goff, I don't know if Hooker could get the job done and coming back from an injury like that.
So you like all of Joey's tiebreaker was even just it's a quarterback tiebreaker. It's which one is most quarterback dependent at that point.
And we've seen CD produce without Dak, so yeah, it would be Amon-Ra St. Brown for me.
Gridiron here saying, how great would it have been if it was Amon-Ra St. Brown? Yeah, I'm going to start just highlighting random answers in all of these Jeopardy questions to try to throw you guys off. Jagger, you got that one right. It added 300 to your score, bringing you up to 1,400 with a nice 2-possession lead over Joey at this point. What category are you going to send him to?
I'm going to send him to 49. No, super stuff.
Okay. Joey, 1 or 2 in super stuff?
200.
Which NFL player in 2015 NFL MVP popularized the Superman touchdown celebration? Was it Matt Ryan, Adrian Peterson, or Cam Newton?
That would be the former quarterback of my least favorite team in the NFL, the Carolina Panthers. That'd be Cam Newton. That
would be Cam Newton. Nice job, Joey. Going to add an additional 200 to your score. That was really the last quarterback to have any level of success for the Carolina Panthers. Now they've got Bryce Young in there. When you look at his stats, it almost feels like a joke, the number of touchdowns that he threw with the amount of passes that he threw this season. That being said, I'm not ready to give up on a first overall pick that quickly. Joey, if you're in a dynasty league, what are you doing with a player like Bryce Young?
I'm holding them. I don't know if I would be trading for him, but you look at what the OC for the Buccaneers did last year. Now he's the head coach over at Carolina. You know, he could do something with Young. I know with Baker Mayfield last year, Baker had like a career resurgence, just won NFL Comeback Player of the Year. And a lot of that was due to him. So I would say hold Bryce Young if you have him. If you can get him for cheap, I don't think that's a bad idea either, especially in Superflex. Always get that extra, all the quarterbacks you can.
Jagger, do you have some optimism around a Bryce Young bounce back or level up coming into his sophomore year?
Yeah, I do. And I would buy him for cheap enough if I have like a need for a QB3 and I have a luxury in Superflex. And like you guys said, he's a first round pick. And clearly there was a lot of problems in the Panthers that weren't just Bryce Young. So I'm willing to give him the old college try.
What? You mean outside of Adam Thielen, only having Terrace Marshall and Jonathan Mingo to throw to isn't good for a quarterback's development?
I don't think so, man. Can you name one offensive lineman?
Craig in here said Joey prefers Cougars over Panthers, and
Confirmed.
not because he went to Washington State.
No.
All right. Well, Joe, you got that one right, which means you get to pick Jagger's next category. Where are you sending him?
I am going to send Jagger to Super Stuff.
I saw it coming, and I'm sure Jagger did as well. Here's your next question. What is the Oxford English Dictionary definition of the word super? Is it wet, damp, especially, very, or deceitful, insincere?
My heart tells me especially and very.
And your heart would be correct. That is super correct, especially correct, very correct. I'm going to give you an additional 100 points for getting that right, Jagger. It is not wet and damp, despite what you may be hoping for when you read that. How could we forget this? Craig coming in reminding us. Bryce Young had LaVisca Chenault, guys, and he still didn't show up his rookie year.
He had Tummy Tremble. Like, that's who he had.
Mr. Tummy Trembles. All right, Jagger, you got that one right, which means you get to pick Joey's next category. Where do you want to send him?
49.
49. Joey, what value?
400.
Yeah. 449. Which English professional football club holds the record for the longest unbeaten run in English football at 49 games? The run occurred from May 2003 to October 2004 when they were finally beaten by Manchester United. Was this Arsenal, Chelsea, or Liverpool?
It's Arsenal.
Final answer? That is absolutely correct, Joey. 49 games, unbeaten, going to earn you an additional $400, getting you real close to Jagger.
Thank you for making Manchester United part of the question, because if Manchester United was Arsenal, I'd have been stuck.
I figured give a little bit more information on a soccer question.
I'm upset. That was a plant. Only Joey would know that. He watches the other football.
See, but the best part about those questions is Joe usually doesn't get them. So I get to watch him be mad as somebody else gets the question that is tailored to his interests.
Yeah.
Gridiron in here getting that right with Arsenal, and Craig with a hashtag that I hope isn't dirty and has to do with Arsenal.
No, it's You'll Never Walk Alone. It's a Liverpool hashtag. Thank you, Craig. You'll never walk alone, buddy.
Shout out Liverpool. Shout out Kidney Pool.
Top of the table right now.
You got that one right. Where are you going to send your friend Jagger?
I'm going to send Jagger to 49 and see if he wants the $500 question, which he does.
I do want the $500 question.
Okay.
Here we go. The 49ers have lost their last two Super Bowl appearances against the Chiefs in 2019 and the Ravens in 2012. Which team did the 49ers defeat in the Super Bowl the last time they won in 1994? Was it the San Diego Chargers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Miami Dolphins, or the Denver Broncos?
I think I'm going to go Pittsburgh and Denver were there a lot. The Chargers haven't won anything, so I'm just going to guess them, the Chargers.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Right.
You are absolutely correct. They
Dang
defeated
it!
the San Diego Chargers in all California Super Bowl, adding 500 to your score. 1994, the 49ers haven't won a Super Bowl since before I was born.
God, really? I was 12. I remember
as
that
long as
Super
the
Bowl,
game
like,
was played in like January of 94, of 95, then I was not born yet.
Yeah.
Nice job, Jagger, and a nice
Good
lead
job,
after
Jagger.
that one. Gridiron in here with Chargers. Craig in here with Chargers as well. Nice job, guys. Jagger, where do you want to send Joey after getting that one right?
49. I gotta put my foot on his neck.
I tried to play a little game. I was like, okay, if he misses it, then I can get back in the game. No, Jagger got me. 200,
also, Craig
please.
letting us know the game was played on January 29th, 1995. So I was, in fact, born, just not very conscious. 49 for 200 from Joey. What is the square root of 49? Is it 6, 7, 8, or 9?
7.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That is absolutely correct. 7 times 7 is 49. Look at that math skills, Joey.
I knew that.
Bringing you up to 1,500, and you get to pick Jagger's next category.
Yeah, it's 49.
Gridiron saying that was a good year. I was not born yet. 49 for Jagger. That means you get the 100. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
Which of the following instruments can often have 49 strings? Is it the
harp.
guitar, the banjo, or the harp? Be positive on that one. You don't want to think about it. Count them a little bit.
It's pretty quick.
No, I'm good. Yeah.
You're absolutely correct. The harp generally has 47 strings, but they come in 49 string variants very regularly. I could not find an instance of a 49 string guitar or banjo out there.
I actually did know that about the 47 strings and the 49 strings.
You do all of it. You're a harp expert? You got harp skills you've been hiding from me, Jagger?
I grew up in band and orchestra, stuff like that. So.
I think the harp is the sexiest instrument. Like the instrument
easily.
with the most sex appeal. You play it like this. Are you kidding me? Like you're literally saying like, come hither as you play the harp. There's so much sex appeal in that curvy instrument. You lean against your chest and stroke towards you.
I don't know. I think the drums.
We definitely need to clip this. We need to clip this because now I know how to get in Simon's pants. Is just bring a little harp action and then we're good to go.
Yeah, you pull out the harp, I'm done.
Wouldn't it be the drums though? Because you get to bang them.
Yeah, the drums are probably up.
And I don't have to say sorry, Joe, because I'm not on his network. So what are you gonna do about it, Joe?
All right, I'm gonna send Joey to Chiefs.
You guys have left. You guys don't like Bulls or Chiefs.
I'm actually way into bowl stuff.
Yeah. So Simon, that's all. Very friendly show. I'll go Chiefs 500, please.
Chiefs 500. Who was the last offensive player drafted in the first round by the Kansas City Chiefs? Was it Sky Moore, Mecole Hardman, CEH, Rashee Rice, or Patrick Mahomes?
I know. Okay, I need a second. I know CEH was taken to the last round, and they could have had Jonathan Taylor. But was Sky Moore drafted in the first round? I don't think he was. I'm going to say CEH.
Joey, you saw straight through the pick. None of those other players were first-round picks, minus Patrick Mahomes, of course. But he was drafted in 2017, a couple years before CEH. That's going to earn you $500 and tie it up with Jagger.
Oh, geez.
Joey, where are you sending Jagger?
I'm going to send Jagger to Bull Stuff.
Bull stuff for Jagger. Oh, Bull stuff for Jagger.
Bull stuff for 500, please.
I see Andrew stopping by in here, getting that one right, and then saying happy almost Super Bowl FYFers. What's up, Andrew? Welcome, man.
It's on Sunday.
Bull stuff for 500. Which of the following is not a real college football bowl game that was played this past season? The Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl, the Pull-Ups Big Boy Bowl, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, the Duke's Mayo Bowl, the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl, or the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Only one of these was not a real bowl game played this past year.
I hope one of them's real.
Oh, man. This is Joey going to catch me? Pull-Ups Big Boy Bowl's got to be real. And I know the Idaho Potato one's real. Duke's Mayo Bowl sounds real. I'm really deciding between Guaranteed Rate Bowl and Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl. And which one of these is the trap is the question.
Do my dance and help you figure it out?
I would love a big bowl of Duke's Mayo.
I think it's Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl because football doesn't care about cures.
Final answer?
Sure.
Unfortunately, the pull-ups Big Boy Bowl was completely made up. I thought, Jagger, you fell for it. I thought if I made it silly enough, you would just skip right over it, and it worked exactly like that.
Guaranteed rate is a bowl, but pull-ups Big Boy Bowl. Like, I would watch a Big Boy Bowl right now. Okay.
Right? If you're telling me the winning coach put on a pull-up and they dumped Gatorade over his head at the end, I'm tuning in for the whole game. I don't care if it's like Southern Miss and Tulsa playing against each other.
I feel like because of the Pop-Tart Bowl, these bowl games are going to get even more ridiculous. So I think that pull-ups Big Boy Bowl could be happening. Like, it truly could be happening in the next few years.
I want it to happen. I'll invest. I'll throw $20 at it.
I wanted it to be real. I really did. I was like, please let me be wrong on this. Yeah.
Next year we'll get to ask the same question, but because of the media push that we made, the pull-ups Big Boy Bowl is going to be real.
And before we move on, I just want to point out, people are like, bowls should matter. When you name your bowls Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl, I'm sorry, guys. Like, why it does not matter anymore. It does. Like, I'm sorry.
It doesn't not matter because there's 50 of them. It doesn't matter because you sold the naming rights to Avocados from Mexico, and that's when you lost your soul.
Yeah,
because that used to be the Susan G. Komen, whatever. It was the Cure for Cancer Bowl, and they sold out to Avocados in Mexico. Wow.
And you said, imagine the bowl swag for the pull-ups Big Boy Bowl. Oh yeah, they're going to get those Lightning McQueen editions.
I'm never
You'd have really old fans and really young fans that game. No one in between.
All right. Well, unfortunately, Jagger, you fell for the pull-ups Big Boy Bowl, but is that really a loss? Which means Joey gets to pick his next category. Joey, where do you want to go? The board is yours.
Go bowl stuff for 400.
Bowl stuff for 400. Which cereal are Americans filling their bowl with the most often? This is the highest selling cereal in the United States. Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops, or Cheerios?
Okay, it's got to be Cheerios. Not because it's the most delicious, but because everyone in this country that has children buys Cheerios. Because you can give your kid Cheerios and you're not afraid they're going to choke on them. So I'm going to go Cheerios because I just know they sell a lot because of parents. Am I wrong?
You are 100% right, Joey. And I think that is 100% what separates it above Frosted Flakes is that they are just a healthy, easy, choke-free snack for babies and kids. Joey, that's going to add $400 to your score, putting you in the lead. And Andrew is excited about those Lightning McQueen pull-ups. He said, I just did a ka-chow in my pants.
Oh, man.
And Scott said, and you put Cheerios in the toilet to teach boys to aim. That's a hot tip.
I still do it sometimes, Scott.
Shouldn't you start with Fruit Loops, a slightly bigger target, and then move on to Cheerios? That's a little advanced.
I just love that your parents loved you. I ate Frosted Flakes. They're like, if you choke, that's Darwinism. Grow up.
Dude, that's what, like, my fiance, all her cereal choices are like Kix, Crispix, Chex. And I'm like, no, you're supposed to eat candy for breakfast when you eat, like Reese's Puffs, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Captain Crunch, Oops All Berries. Like, that's what I want to eat for breakfast.
I'm a big fan of Honey Bunches of Oats.
You know what? I'll accept that one as like it's in between candy and not candy cereal. It lives somewhere in the middle.
It's like
Did you say Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Because that's like
yes. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is probably my number 2 cereal.
Yeah.
Behind Reese's Puffs.
Oh,
all right.
God.
Joey, you got that one right, which means you get to pick Jagger's next category. Where are you sending them?
I'm sending them to bowl stuff.
Bowl stuff. 1, 2, or 3?
300.
Which college football team lost 63-3 in the Capital One Orange Bowl after infamously being left out of the 2023 college football playoff despite an undefeated season? Was it Clemson, Oregon, Florida State, or Ohio State?
Man, that game was hard to watch. I'm sorry, Florida State.
This was, in fact, Florida State. Suck it, Tallahassee, and plus $300 for our friend Jagger.
Can I have the floor for 1 second?
Yep.
One of the most enjoyable college football games I've ever got to experience in my entire life was that game. Watching Florida State and the city of Tallahassee just fall into the ocean, even though it's not really that close to the ocean, just makes me happy every time it happens. So way to go, Georgia. Was it Georgia that beat them? Yeah, way to go, Georgia.
It was Georgia that beat them. 63-3. It's about as bad as it gets. Now everyone can forget the horrible Clemson loss to West Virginia in the 2012 Orange Bowl. Whenever we talk about horrible New Year's Day Bowl losses, you've been replaced Craig down here letting us know we got a real shot at a new high score today. I believe the high score is 5,800. He said earlier in the chat.
Okay.
You guys keep getting it right. It is well within reach. Jagger, you got that one right. You get to pick Joey's next category. Where are you sending him?
Bowl stuff.
Bowl stuff, 1 or 2. What score
Did you give Jagger his money?
I did give Jagger his money. 2,300.
Yeah, I'm still behind you. Yeah.
Joey, what score is considered a perfect game in the sport of bowling? Is it 200, 250, 300, or 350?
That'd be a 300.
That would be a 300. That's going to add 200 to your score, bringing you up to 2,600. Chat was on this one. Andrew getting it right. Scamper is very close to getting it right with Sparta.
Fun fact, my dad is in the Arkansas Bowling Hall of Fame. He has he has 6 rings from getting 300s. The only thing he doesn't have is like a 900 or an 800 series game where you get like 2 300s and then like another 200 game. He's an incredible bowler. I actually hate bowling because he used to miss stuff to go bowling. So
does he ever wear the rings
bowling because of an absent father?
Does he ever wear the rings when he goes bowling?
No, he does not.
Because I feel like that would throw him off. Maybe you should challenge him. Like, you have to wear your rings.
Mm-hmm.
Jagger, this feels like the beginning of a bowling sports movie where you go on to become the world's greatest bowler. Like you overcome that demon and you step foot in the bowl and you're like, I told myself I'd never be in here.
Yeah. And my dad, then of course I got to call my dad to be my coach, and he's just like,
oh, we got to make this movie happen. We got Dave Richards stopping by in the chat saying, where did I leave my keys? Did you check out Joey's butt?
Wow. Okay. Dave, welcome into the show. Hope you're having a good day wherever you're out there. I haven't checked in a while. Dave, how are you doing? Are you doing good? Okay.
Good to have you in here, Dave. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And Andrew said, the only rings I get when I go bowling are made of onions, and my balls always follow my mind into the gutter.
It's because you got them greasy fingers. You can't be eating onion rings.
I could have really connected the two. You were like, well, there's your problem. Joe, you got that one right, bringing you up to 2,600, and you get to pick Jagger's next category. Where are you sending him?
I'm sending him to bowl stuff.
100 in bowl stuff. In which movie does Jim Carrey rock the classic bowl cut seen in the image below? Is this Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Mr. Popper's Penguins, or Dumb and Dumber?
You know what's crazy? I've never seen Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind.
Oh, you love it.
I know I would. I just never feel like there's a good time. And weirdly, I've seen Mr. Popper's Penguins, and I've read the book, but it is Dumber.
There's a book?
Yeah, it's based off a children's book. Yeah.
That is absolutely correct. Dumb and Dumber is the right answer, giving you an extra $100. And I know I've told this story on stream before, but my dad went on like a Jim Carrey movie kick one year, and he came to visit me for Christmas, and he looks at me, he's like, man, Jim Carrey's in some fucked up movies. And I'm sitting here thinking he's going to say like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, but he goes, I watched one the other night where he lived with like 10 fucking penguins. When my dad thought of an effed up movie, the first one that came to mind was Mr. Popper's Penguins.
I'm terrified of birds, so I'm kind of with your dad a little bit.
Penguins don't scare me though, because they can't fly.
That's like, they can kill though.
They can kill. It's in their eyes.
There's a penguin at SeaWorld where I live, and his name is Gus, and he's a naughty penguin, and he likes to jump out of the enclosure. So you'll go and see him, and then he'll jump out, and then the person is got to go pick him up. The reason he jumps out is because he likes being thrown in the air. So he'll like waddle over to the keeper, and then they like throw him in, and he's like, meh. He's really
they have a Gus Wrangler.
Yeah,
I'd like that.
He always does this. So
all right, well, Jagger, you got that one right, which means you get to pick Joey's next category. Where are you sending him?
Oh, the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, it has to be the Chiefs. Joey, which value would you like?
Give me a second. Yeah, I'll take 400. I want to try to go for a record today.
Travis Kelce became the Chiefs' all-time leading receiver this season, amassing over 11,000 yards in his career in Kansas City. Who held the franchise record at 10,940 yards prior to Travis Kelce breaking it? Was it Tony Gonzalez, Dwayne Bowe, or Tyreek Hill?
I do not think Dwayne Bowe had that many receiving yards in his career. It's got to be Tony Gonzalez. Has to be.
It is absolutely Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Nice job, Joey, bringing you up to 3,000 after getting that one right. I never know how to judge the difficulty of questions with former players, because I feel like everybody's time frame from when they started watching NFL is a little bit different. Joey?
Dwayne Bowe was like a blip, kind of. Like he was like really awesome for like 2 years, and then just like I never heard of him again.
My worst draft pick in a league was I took Dwayne Bowe because he had a really great. It was like that second year you were talking about over Antonio Brown going in his second year.
Oh
and
man,
it killed me because it's like the 4th round pick, and like we had a draft board printed out, so I'll always remember it's like Dwayne Bowe and then Antonio Brown. It's like killer.
Dwayne Bowe finished his career with the Chiefs with 7,155 receiving yards.
A lot more than I thought.
Which is just a little bit ahead of Tyreek Hill with the Chiefs, 6,630. I actually skipped a guy on there. After Travis Kelce and Tony Gonzalez, any guesses of who number 3 is? He played from 1965 to 1975 as a clue.
Lynn Osweiler.
Nailed it, Joey. I actually think it was his cousin, Otis Taylor.
Sorry.
Otis Taylor. Joe, you got that one right, which means you get to do nothing because there's only one category left. Jagger, which value would you like?
300.
300. Which player caught the most touchdown passes for the Kansas City Chiefs during the 2023 regular season? Was it Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce, or Jerick McKinnon?
Certainly not Jerick McKinnon. It's weird that I have to think about this. It's Rashee Rice, right?
Final answer?
Yeah.
It is Rashee Rice, more than Travis Kelce. He was the leading receiving touchdown scorer for the Chiefs this year. Going to add another 200, no 300, bringing it within 3. Joey, you're up 1 or 200.
2.
Which of the following teams defeated the Kansas City Chiefs during the regular season? Was it the Los Angeles Chargers, the Miami Dolphins, or the Denver Broncos?
Trying to remember. Did Tyreek Hill get revenge? I feel like it was one of those weird Broncos games where they won like on a Thursday night. I'm going to say Broncos.
Joey, it was one of those weird Broncos games. Yeah. Absolutely. They snuck a win out early in the season against the Kansas City Chiefs. Jagger, did you know that one?
Yes, because like I said the same thing as like the Broncos were like weirdly good for like 5 weeks. So
just randomly decided to be good.
Yeah.
Dave getting that one right. Andrew said Detroit Lions week 1. They did lose. I thought that one might have been a little bit too easy to throw in there. Joey, you got a little bit of a lead, but Jagger is within striking distance. This last question is yours, Jagger. Are you ready?
Yeah.
In 1963, the Chiefs were moved from Dallas, Texas to their new home in Kansas City. What was the name of the team prior to leaving Dallas? The Dallas Kansas Cities, the Dallas Goddards, or the Dallas Texans?
I want to say Dallas Goddards, but I think the logical answer is the Dallas Texans.
That is absolutely correct. It is the Dallas Texans. They were going to go with the Dallas Kansas Cities until they decided to change it at the last second. The logo just didn't quite look right. Too many letters. Mm-hmm. Our score going into Final Jeopardy is going to be 2,800 versus 3,200. This is anybody's game, truly, at this point. Your category for Final Jeopardy is going to be Super Bowl bets. Super Bowl bets is your final category. I'm going to pull that up. You guys get your questions written down. While you're doing that, I want to or your wagers written down. While you're doing that, I want to remind everybody watching this to go and follow our friend Jagger on Twitter.
Yeah,
you can find him on Twitter at Fantasy Blue Chip. Not only is he an excellent analyst, but he's a good dude as well and funny.
I'm okay. I'm okay. Let's just like.
Not only is he an okay analyst, he's an excellent dude as well. He'll make you giggle.
Jagger gave the best piece of analytics I've heard lately on a show on T Cummings Dynasty show. When he called, I forget who the player was, he called him an orchid. And then the way you broke that down as what an orchid is was one of the most beautiful things. So I need to find that clip and put it out there.
Like a killer whale?
No, like a flower that
yes.
All right, you guys got your wagers written down?
Yeah.
Let's see it. Joey, what did you wager?
I'm going. I hate doing the
3,200. And what did you about? That is everything from Jagger as well.
Yeah,
2,900 from Jagger. 3,200 from Joey. If you both get it right, Joey wins. If Jagger gets it right and Joey gets it wrong, Jagger wins. If you both get it wrong, nobody wins. We have a 0-0 tie. Here is your final question. I'll give you about 30 seconds to write the answer down. And a reminder to get in the private chat for this one, since I'm going to give you a little bit more time.
Okay.
Here we go. Which of the following bets would pay out the greatest, assuming amount wagered is the same for all? Bet A is Christian McCaffrey, Rashee Rice, and Travis Kelce combined for 4+ touchdowns. B is each team to score in all 4 quarters. And C is the Kansas City defense as an anytime touchdown scorer. Which one of these would pay out the greatest, assuming the amount wagered is the same for all? I'll give you guys about 30 seconds to get your answers written down here. Think through some of these. And for everybody watching in the chat, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us today. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel at Front Yard Fantasy. It is the easiest and sexiest way to show your support for what we're doing over here.
Oh,
Joey's going to get his nipples tattooed purple if we get 100 new subscribers for Super Bowl weekend.
Sure. Simon, they're already purple.
Oh, shoot. Joey's going to tattoo his nipples like green and purple, like the Hulk.
Can I bring some attention to my shirt real quick?
It's gorgeous.
Today. Yeah.
Let's
embrace your mistakes. Embrace your mistakes. That's all I have to say. Oh, there we go. It's a lovely
pigeonholed
for everybody. And look how shocked, just like I looked when I found out it wasn't pigeonholed. Yeah. All right.
I just love to throw it in there. You guys got your wagers written down or your answers?
Mm-hmm. I do, and I feel like I'm wrong.
Okay, let's go ahead and see your answers.
Ooh, I hope that was a clue.
We've got A and we've got C. The chat is all over the place as well. Andrew coming in with C. Matt said gotta be B. Dave said A. Scampers said B. Craig coming in with C. And Matt said, I still like B, even though field goals count, don't they? They do. Well, the actual answer coming in at +900 is B, each team to score in all 4 quarters. We have a tie with a final score of 0-0 between Jagger and Joey today, each with a different answer. Congratulations on your tie, guys. How does it feel?
Wonderful. I didn't lose, so I'm still undefeated. Still counts. So
I think this is where me not knowing how to read comes in, because I thought it said each team scores in the 4th quarter. And I was like, oh, that's it. Immediately threw it out. Reading is fundamental, children. Make sure you read all the questions. I still would have picked C because I thought that was the answer. But yeah, you should read, people.
Also, Craig said, not the first tie show we've had. Very anticlimactic. But is it the first tie at 0 show that we've had, Craig? Let's see if we can find that. And Dave said, such a grab bag score. Yeah, this was a grab bag kind of game. Jagger, thank you so much for taking the time to come and play with us today, my man.
No worries. I had fun.
Everybody watching, I've said it a couple times, but truly go and follow Jagger on Twitter at Fantasy Blue Chip. You will not regret it. And make sure you're subscribed to us on YouTube at Front Yard Fantasy and enjoy the big game this weekend. Before we go, Jagger, real quick, who you got?
The Chiefs. I can't
Joey?
bet against Mahomes right now.
Chiefs.
It's going to be triple Chiefs right here, even though the 49ers came out as betting odds favorites. Enjoy your game. Get your snacks ready. Throw the cheese and crackers in the garbage and get them chicken wings, baby. Until next week, we are out of here. Have a good one. Adios.
Bye, everybody.